Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hey. um, welcome back to Antonia's Blissful Corner, your quiet space for reflection, growth, and peace. And I'm actually having fun these past few days because I'm learning how to talk about me. Yesterday, we spoke about yay, Veronica! I actually used to have this T-shirt on the website, and I took them all off last year. Scorpio season is the best. A lot of people won't agree with that, but that's their problem, not ours. Oh goodness. Anyway, I'm Antonia, and this is your quiet space for reflection, growth, and peace. If you were here yesterday, we talked about learning to accept compliments. Well, tonight we're continuing that conversation, but this time we're talking about beauty. So, I never really saw myself as beautiful. When I was younger, I thought I was just average. I mean, up to a few years ago, I thought I was average, right? I thought nothing to see here, keep moving. When I was younger, I had pimples, I had oily skin, and I always felt like my body was doing its own thing. And it was fine because I mean, I didn't want to be seen anyway. My sister, on the other hand, she was beautiful. She had that nice, clear, smooth skin. She had big boobies and maybe four strands of hair on her legs. Right. Meanwhile, I was over here looking like a baby Sasquatch. Hairy arms, hairy legs, sideburns. It was a mess. It was a mess. But I'll be honest, all of that hair, it made me insecure. I remember vividly when I was walking home from school when I was in middle school, and there was an older gentleman, and he commented on my hairy arms. He said something about how beautiful it was. I mean, when you're in the middle school, first of all, an older man talking to you, a stranger, it's like stranger danger. But I think for me, it made me feel uncomfortable because, well, first of all, an older person was speaking to me. Second of all, it's like, I don't want you to notice me. I don't want you to notice anything about me. Right. And I think at the time, it might have been a compliment, like when I look back, but in the moment, I was mortified. When I got home, I don't know whose razor it was, whether it was mommy's or my stepfather, but when I got home and the first chance that I got, I basically shaved my arms. And it was something that I grew to regret because after shaving them, the hair never laid flat again unless it was wet. So now it's basically like curly. Now it's still plentiful, but you can't really see it because it kind of blends in with my skin. But yeah, that's one of the things that I remember from when I was younger. And that one comment, it stayed with me, right? Because when you're younger, people say things, and for some reason, we hold on to the ones that are more negative, even if it's meant to be a compliment. Because I feel like when we were children, the kids of today are different. Like they're way smarter than we were back in the day. We were so simple minded. It's a shame, but I loved it. And if I could do it all over again, I would want to be, I would have want to basically be in the era that I was born in. I want to be a 70s baby. It was one of those small things though that shaped how I saw myself, right? When I overheard my mom, so this is another incident. I think I was 10. I was around 10 at the time when my mom and her first cousin were walking to the grocery store not far from the house in Hackensack, New Jersey, where I was raised. And I used to always like prefer to be around the adults because if I'm around the adults, then the kids won't bother me to play with them. So I used to always just want to be around the adults. Because the thing when you're around adults, you can basically like just be off at a distance. They're not paying you mind any mind anyway. So I could be off reading my book, mostly reading my book, um, or just being by myself. Anyway, I overheard my mom's cousin say to her, um, "Oh, Anne." So they call me Anne. Anne is attractive. Allison is pretty. Allison is my sister. Shouldn't have called her name, but but she's pretty, and that stayed with me. At the time, I didn't react, because I feel like I had to process it. And over the years, even into adulthood, I used to always think like, what the hell is attractive? Like to a 10-year-old child back then, attractive is like what? We were used to hearing words like pretty and beautiful. Heck, I would even have accepted cute. Attractive. I'll figure her anyway. um, I feel like when we were younger, well, at least for me, attractive, is a word that adults might have used to say, oh, the house or the your garden or something like that, but not a little girl. We're used to say, oh, she's so cute, she's adorable, attractive. Anyway, the word did stick with me. I'm still a little bitter. I'm over it. I'm over it and I forgive her, but I'm still a little bitter because it did not feel warm to me. It didn't feel personal. So for years I didn't know how to accept compliments. And so hence the conversation from yesterday. If someone said to me, "Oh, you're pretty," I would smile awkwardly and change the subject like, "Who are you talking to?" Because again, I didn't know how to accept compliments. If you didn't see yesterday's video, it's a good one because deep down I didn't believe it. Like even if people, I mean, like now I accept it because I know what I see when I look in my mirror, right? Over time, I learned that beauty really is in the eyes of the beholder. And the most important eyes that need to see my beauty and your beauty are your own. So when I look at my mirror, I know what I see, right? No matter what my hair looks like. As I've grown and healed, I realized something powerful. My energy is attractive. My joy is beautiful. My smile and my peace is radiant. And when I'm happy, like genuinely happy, it shows, right? Um, so have you ever noticed how people glow when they're at peace? Because I feel like that's me. I feel like people can see not only my growth, but also that I am genuinely happy, right? Happiness isn't something that you wake up one day and is sitting beside your bed. You have to basically, it's something that you have to basically achieve, right? And it's a part of this journey, and it's a part of the whole loving who you are, flaws and all, right? And not being too concerned about what people say. Like if people tell me now that I'm pretty, or heck, even even say, oh, you're average, or if you're attractive, I wouldn't mind because I know what I know. I know what I know, right? Now, um, when your spirit is right, your face softens, your eyes brighten, and your whole energy shifts. And that's where I am. Happiness has its own light. It's that quiet, effortless glow that money and makeup cannot buy. Because that's the other thing, too. I'm not a makeup girl. I'm not. The most that I'll do if I'm going to the office or to an event, I'll put on mascara. I'll put on mascara and maybe a little eyeshadow. But for the most part, that's it. Like I'll try to shape up my eyebrows. Um, and then I put on lip gloss. That's it. I don't do rarely do I put on like any kind of foundation or whatever because I don't want my clothes to get dirty. And then I don't know. I like a clear skin. So I'm that girl who I'm not a girly girl like that. I love to dress up. I love to look cute. But in terms of basically putting on a face, I think is what they call it. This is my face, right? So that's why, like, when I walk out my house, I am happy about who I am because I'm my natural self. Like, my hair is natural, this hair is natural, my body is natural. And so, therefore, like, I've grown to embrace the person that God made me to be. Like, God made this. And so, therefore, I love it and I cherish it. When I look in my mirror now, I see what others saw all along, right? I'm not conceited, but sometimes I scroll through my pictures on my phone. Like yesterday, I was in the office and I went to my colleague. I was like, "Look at my picture, ain't she cute?" And we both laughed out loud. Um, and I think like sometimes people, because I remember a couple years ago, I think it was, I was looking through my phone, my pictures in my phone, and I went to my mom and I was like, look, I'm so beautiful. And she was like, you're just not finding that out. And I was like, yes. Because again, unless you feel that way about yourself, I don't think it is fully received. Now I receive it all. I receive it all because I know who I see the mirror. Because I mean, I did a lot of work to get here. I did a lot of work, right? I always spent way too many years criticizing, like my reflection. I think that a lot of us do that. Like we look in the mirror and we start to say, "Oh, I don't like this mole over here," or "I don't like how this thing is here." My thing is, these are my smile lines, and because I like to smile, that's why they're there. There was a point in time when I used to be worried about like, you don't like the wrinkles over here, and now I embrace it because, like, when people say things like, "Oh, you're old," I'm like, "Wait, what?" That's a wonderful thing because a lot of people don't see my age, right? And there's nothing like being able to grow into who you're becoming and just being happy with the results because the results is what you put in is what you get now is as far as I'm concerned. Like I have these crooked teeth right here, you can't really see it, but I have crooked teeth, and you can see from the side. It's not terrible, but I don't love it. And one time I asked the dentist about like what are the options, and one of them had the audacity to tell me something about shaving it down to put something. I was like, "Are you kidding? My beautiful white teeth? Are you mad?" And then when I asked a senior dentist in the office, he was like, "Oh, he's crazy. I wouldn't do that." Because as far as he was concerned, they were fine. And I was like, mm-mm. And so I considered getting Invisalign. And since then, I've grown to basically just appreciate it. Like these are my teeth, right? It could be because I used to suck my finger when I was younger. I don't know, but it's fine. I don't care. I love them. They're mine. um, so yeah, I every so often a pimple will just try to come and say, "Hey, girl, hey." And now I basically like treat it, like I do what I need to do until it basically fades away. Back in the day, I used to feel like I was walking around with a moon on my face. I felt like everybody saw it, no matter, even if it was tiny. I used to be like, "Oh my god!" I used to feel like if I walk into a room, that's the first thing that people saw. And the reality of it is, sometimes people don't even pay you that much mind to even notice. My legs, they still hairy, but that's why they have razors. And so in the summertime, I literally, well, depending on if I'm going out in the evening, but if I shave in the morning, I have to shave again at night if I'm going out. Thankfully, I don't really do that anymore. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, I've accepted who I am. And these little small boobies, they my friend. Because guess what? When I go running, I'm not in pain. I remember when we used to run in high school, when we used to do cross country, my sister used to have to run like this because they used to hurt. And I was like, so, so I'm growing into it. My hair, my hair before 2020, before my big chop, I had a long, beautiful, chemically processed hair. And I'll never forget, one of my fitness trainers said to me, "Why don't you go natural?" And I was like, "Natural? This is my natural hair growing out of my natural body." And I think I think God sent him to tell me that because right before COVID, it got so damaged and I was so hurt. I was so upset with my hairdresser. She tried to call me and I wouldn't. I think I blocked her my phone. She's the only person that's blocked in my phone because like I didn't want to see her. I didn't want to hear from her because I was so upset. I was going to the lady for almost 20 years and nothing ever happened. And then all of a sudden, right before COVID, it got so damaged and it started to break off. And at that point, I think it was years before I would have cried, but at that point, I was like, it is what it is. And I was ready because when I was younger, I used to shave the back of my hair and I have like a short Halle Berry cut. So I told myself, well, maybe I'll just do that. Right. But then COVID happened, the salons were closed, and I decided to basically get it braided for a little while. And then at some point, I decided, you know what? I'm going to just chop it off. And it was right before the salons were reopened that I decided I'm not doing that. I'm not doing the chemicals anymore. And at first, like when I first got it cut, I loved it. It was short like a boy, and I'll never forget leaving the salon and having the window open and thinking, "Oh my God, I don't have to worry about my hair. The wind, turn up the window." know, I was so excited. Like that was my first feeling towards it. But then when it started to grow out, the texture was wild. It was unpredictable. And let's be honest, a little disobedient. I know that people don't like to use words like bad and not good to describe natural hair. But I tell people, listen, first of all, my hair is introverted because when it gets wet, it tries to go right back into my scalp. And there are parts that's slow to grow. There are parts that's drier than some. And there are parts where when it's wet, it has nice little um like springy curls, right? So my hair is basically like it just have a lot of different personalities is how I look at it, right? But what I came to realize is I had to embrace it because it's who I am. Even when me didn't look like what I thought beauty was supposed to be, my natural hair humbled me, right? Because the reality of it is, listen, we have to go outside. We have to go to work, and we're not going to wear a hat. We can't wear a hat with our nice suit. And I had to basically like just rock with it. I had to rock with my hair until I figured it out. It taught me patience, actually more patience, because I've always been a patient person, but it taught me patience and authenticity. And when I finally found my curl pattern, I also found my peace. And now it's growing again. I love experimenting with it, whether it's an afro tune out over here or my new favorite, somewhat ponytail last week is what I was rocking. I'm loving it. Right? I'm loving my hair because it's my hair, right? Finding my curl pattern, learning my personality type, and learning to love myself first has always has allowed me, not always, it has allowed me to finally see the beauty others saw in me a long time ago. So tonight, I want you to do something for you. Stand in front of your mirror and really see yourself, not through anyone else's eyes, but through love, the love that you should have for yourself. Notice the features you use to hide or downplay and tell yourself, I am beautiful. Because that's how God made you. God made you beautiful. Because when you start believing that, your whole being shifts. You glow differently, you walk differently, you smile differently, you love differently. It's a wonderful thing. Before you go, I'm going to ask you to kindly get my book, Unlocking the Introvert, a pocket guide to understanding and interacting with introverts. It is available at societyofintroverts.com, Amazon, and everywhere books are sold online. And I will say that I am very grateful to everyone who is coming along with me for this ride. Um, Never did I see myself on YouTube, never did I see myself coming on and basically sharing about me. But this channel is allowing me to basically explore me, hear my voice, and also grow in ways that I never thought possible. Um, People think that introverts don't talk. That's not true. We do. We like to talk to the right people, and we hate small talk, but we do talk. And I'm grateful. I'm very happy that God chose me to do this thing. And I'm very happy that God chose me to come on and talk about beauty tonight. Please remember that God made you beautiful. Also, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And share this with someone who still is learning to see beauty within themselves. Remember, peace isn't a place, it is a choice. Please stay blissful, and I will see you next time. I think this was day 35, so I'm going to see you tomorrow for day 36. Good night, Veronica. Thank you so much for joining me. Good night, Mama. Take care.